Yeah, good evening everyone. Yeah, this is the Venu. Now we are going to discuss regarding the lathe machine. So, initially, we should know regarding the lathe machine, what is the history. Lathe furniture of all machine tools. So, with the help of the lathe machine, we can perform the different types of the operations. The which operations we can perform. Now we are going to see. The application was a pot and wheel. As we know already, how the wheel is made, and also the pot. You know the pot, usually used for the cooling of the water in the ancient days. Okay, the first application uh, was rotary wheel. A rotary plate and enable it to perform into the cylindrical shape. So it is of a very versatile and used for turning, tapering, uh, from turning, screw cutting, facing, drilling, boring, spinning, grinding, and all these different types of operations which we can perform on the lathe. So the types of lathe, engine lathe. So non-production lathe are found in the school shops, tool rooms, and the workshops primarily for single piece or short runs manually operated. So most of all we will use the lathe machines in the workshops, like maybe the Singareni, RTC, BHEL, like that the manufacturing companies they will use for the lathe. Now we are going to see regarding the engine lathe. So what is meant by the engine lathe, which consists of the engine as the main part. So now we are going to discuss the briefly regarding the engine lathe. That is special types of the lathes. Turret lathe used when many duplicate parts are required. So what is nothing but a duplicate? It means the object or the manufacturing product that is then Xerox copy of the other product. So it is equipped with a multi-sided tool post. That means it consists of a multi-sided tool post which is also called as a turret, which is used to perform the different several functions. So it is employed in the given sequence. See, let's see what the operation. So this is called as an the turret place. The turret lathe is replaced with the help of an hexagonal tool post. So on the side of an tail stock you are seeing the hexagonal turret. So with the help of an hexagonal turret we can mount the different types of tools. So the special types of lathes. Single and multiple spinable automatic lathe. 6 or 8 different operations may be performed on many parts at the same time. Tracer. Tracer lathes. Used where few duplicate parts required. Hydraulically operated cross-slide control by stylus bearing against a round or flat template. So next the special types of lathes. What are the special types of lathes? Now we will see the conventional programmable lathe operated as a standard lathe. So that is the example of NCNC. Conventional programming lathe. It may be uh, uh, automatically or semi-automatically lathe. So the conventional or programmable. The programmable means which you have to give the program as an input. So operated as a standard lathe or programmable lathe to automatically repeat machining operations, that is used to perform the cyclical operations or to repeat operations. Two axis DRO can be see exact location of the cutting tool in the workpiece of X and Y axis. That means we have cutting in the programming language. It is nothing but an 2D about diagramical data. So computerized numerically controlled CNC lathes are also called as CNC lathes, which are used to get the high precision accuracy. So the cutting tool movements controlled by the computer control program to perform the sequence of operations automatically. Right. So now see, this is the figure for the CNC lathe, which is having a two spindles and a two turrets. Turret lathe. Now we have seen the turret lathe, which is replaced with the tool post of an lathe. Here we are seeing the two turrets and the two spindles. That means we can perform the multiple operations at a time. Next, lathe size and the capacity. Designed by the largest work diameter that can be swing over the lathe ways. Manufactured in wide range of sizes, most common 9 to 30 degrees in swing within the capacity of 16. to 12 feet between the center. That is nothing but an distance between the center. So typical length. What is the typical length? 13 inches swing and 6 feet long bed averaging. So average metric length 230 to 330 mm swing and bed length of 500 to 3000 mm. Now, so we are going to see regarding the size of the lathe. See, in the figure you are seeing the A, that is nothing but an swing. In other words, it is also called as the swing over dia. So the B, see the B, that is the distance between the tailstock and the tailstock and the headstock. So that is the nothing but a B. You are seeing the B. After that, C, the length of the bed. D, it is nothing but an 1/2 of an swing, right? So this is nothing but an lathe size, which is nothing but an distance between the tailstock and the headstock. See the figure. In the figure, we can see clearly that is a big lathe machine. See, this is also the lathe machine. This type of machines which we will use in the BEML or BHEL, like that, a big manufacturing industries or production units. We will see this type of a big lathes. So now we are going to see the different parts of a lathe, right? Headstock, tailstock, bed, carriage, and the quick change gearbox. So along with that, you are seeing the cross slide, a tool holder, component rest on the top of a lathe, and down you are seeing the carriage hand wheel, split nut lever, base, feed rod, feed levers. These are the main parts of a lathe. So now we are going to see regarding the lathe bed. So the heavy material the lathe should be made up of, and the bed of a lathe should be made up of an heavy material. That is the process called as an casting. Right, made to support working parts of a lathe. See, it should be very robust in construction. Why? Because it has to observe the jerks, shocks, vibrations. So that's why it should be made up of a casting. You know the casting. The meaning of casting is the pouring of molten metal into the cavity in order to acquire the required shape. So in the top section are machine ways, guide and align major parts of a lathe. So see, now we are seeing the lathe bed figure. So lathe bed, now we are seeing the lathe bed figure. So next the headstock. A clamp on left hand end of bed headstock spindle. Hollow cylindrical shaft supported by the bearings, which provides drive to gas to work holding devices. So it's also known as a live center, whereas dead center is also called as an tailstock. So face bed or check fitted to the spindle to the nose and whole driven work. So which is driven by the stepped pulley or the transmission gates, the gates which is used for the in order to control the speed. So feed reverse gear is also having then a reverse gear mechanism. So reverses rotation of the feed rod and the lead screw, that is used for the threading. So headstock. So it is not getting this figure. So after we are going to see regarding the quick change gearbox. It contains a number of different size gates, provide feed rod and lead screw with various parts for turning and thread cutting operations. So feed rod advances carriage when automatic feed lever engaged. The lead screw advances the carriage for thread cutting operations when split nut lever engaged. So carriage used to move cutting tool along the bed. The carriage is used to move the cutting tool along the bed. It consists of three main parts: saddle, cross slide, and the apron. So cross slide, that is mounted on the top of a saddle, provides manual or automatic cross movement for the cutting tool. Compound rest, that is fitted on the top of the slide. It is used to support the cutting tool. Swivel to any angle for taper turning. Has graduated collar that ensure accurate cutting tool. So next, apron. that is fastened to the saddle, houses, gears and mechanism, required to move carriage or cross-section automatically, lock off lever inside apron, prevents engaging split nut lever and the automatic feed lever at the same time. So apron hand will turn to manually move carriage bed along the lathe bed. Next, the automatic feed lever. Engages clutch that provides a automatic feed to carriage. Feed change lever can be set for the longitudinal feed or for a cross feed. So in the neutral position, it permits a split nut lever to be engaged for the thread cutting. So carriage move automatically when the split nut lever engage. So tailstock, that is also called as an dead stock, as we have seen earlier. So upper and the lower tailstock castings. So this is also made up of a casting material. Adjusted for taper or parallel turning by two screws set in the base. So for the base of the tailstock, you will see that tailstock clamps locks tailstock in any position along the bed of the lathe. So we can move the tailstock along the bed of the lathe. Tailstock spindle has internal taper to receive dead center. So it provides the support for the right hand end of the work, which that is also called a lengthiest workpiece. Next, the setting speeds on a lathe. Speed measures in revolves per minute, changed by stepped pulley or the geared pulley. Belt driven lathes. Various speeds obtained by changing the flat belt and the back gear drive. So geared head lathe. Speeds changed by moving the speed levers into proper positions according to rotations per minute chart fastened to the headstock. Feed of an engine lathe. So distance carriage will travel in one revolution of the spindle. So it depends upon the speed of the feed rod or lathe screw. So controlled by the change gears in quick change gearbox. So it obtains a drive from the headstock spindle through the end gear train. The chart mounted on the front of the quick change gearbox indicates the various speeds. So the shear spins and the slip clutches. So it prevents the damage to feed mechanism from overload or the sudden torque. So as we already know regarding the clutches, the clutch is used for the good position or the good movement or the good engaging of the gears. So it is made up of an brass found on the feed rod, lead screw and the end gear train. Spring loaded slip clutches found only on feed rods. When feed mechanism overload, shear pin will break or slip clutch will slip causing feed to the stop. So now we are going to see the video regarding the lathe machine. So that is the figure of a lathe. So it consists of an, see the head assembly, yeah, 3D figure, the headstock assembly, headstock spindle with the check, workpiece, cylindrical workpiece and the feed selector. Now you are seeing check rotating, tailstock assembly, dead center, carriage, a compound race, apron, cross slide, tool post, lathe bed, guide ways, lead screw, feed rod. Specifications. Headstock, tailstock, lathe bed, swing of workpiece over the lathe bed. The head of the center measures over the lathe bed. Swing over carriage. That is the swing or diameter over the carriage. Distance between the centers, that is nothing but an live center and the dead center. So which is the maximum job length in mm that can be held. Overall length of the bed length in meters, which includes the headstock length. So lathe bed. Lathe bed, and over the bed we are seeing the bed base. Base or foundation of the lathe supports other parts of the lathe, that is the tailstock, headstock, and the gear mechanism which is on the headstock, and also the carriage. See, you are seeing the guideways on the bed, inverted V bedway, flat bedway. It provides the support for the carriage and the tailstock movement. So headstock. The workpiece which is kept in the check. It provides a mechanical means of rotating a workpiece. That means you are seeing the gears there. Hollow spindle. The arrow indicates the hollow spindle. So power source, motor. Externally we are using the electric power. Power transmission, that is a bell drive here. Consists of mechanism for driving and altering the spindle speed or to control the speed. So back gear, headstock. So gears we will use to control the speed. That may be to increase or to decrease the speed. So back gear arrangement, that is used for the reducing of the spindle speed, which is necessary for the thread cutting and the nulling operation. So those are the back gears B1 and B2. L lever and the pulley pinion P1. G indicates the bull gear and the spindle. Lock pin, cone pulleys. So there is a stepped cone pulley on the lathe spindle, which can freely rotate. A pinion gear rotates along with the pulley. So back gear is not engaged. So power transmitted from the, see in the figure, P1 to G1 and the spindle. The spindle rotates at normal speed. So back gear is engaged, lock pin relays. So power is transmitted from P1 to B1, see in the figure, and the B2 to G1. Like that, the power will get the transmitted. The spindle rotates at the reduced speed, tailstock, which is also called as a dead center. So here we are seeing the tailstock. It is a non-rotating part which is used to support the lengthiest workpiece, which is in the right hand side. So that is nothing but a tailstock spindle, dead center supports. So spindle clamping lever and the hand wheel, screw, bedways, clamping bolt. It can be moved left or right over the bedways. That is through the guideways. When supporting heavy jobs, live center is used which rotating along with the job. So carriage. So which is in between the two centers. It has the following part: saddle, cross light, compound rest, tool post, and the apron. See, the check is rotating, which is of an three-jaw check. H-shaped castling slide along the bedways. The arrow mark is showing that the carriage is moving from the left or the right. Cross slide. Grieves crossfeed motions to the cutting tool. So supports the cutting tool. Clamps the tool post. Square tool post, which you can hold the four different types of tools. And to that bottom we are seeing the apron. It is attached to the saddle, gears, control levers, and the clutches for moving carriage and the cross slide. So we have seen the lathe. Next we are going to see regarding the operations of an lathe. Facing operation. It is an operation which produces the flat surfaces. So there's nothing but a facing tool, workpiece which is fixed in the three-jaw check. So now it is rotating. See how the working is going on. It reduces the length of the workpiece. So turning. Cylindrical turning. It is a machining operations in which excess material is removed by rotating the workpiece against the cutting tool, which is kept in the tool post. So workpiece and the tool. See how the operation is going on. By giving the feed, so the depth of cut. On the nulling operations, it is a process of indentation of various forms on a cylindrical surface. The good example for that is in the hammer, the small hammer which is having the grippers on it. It is held in the tool post and pressed against the rotating work. It is done to provide the grip on the holders and the screw heads. See the dimension pattern. Next, the grooving or necking. It is also known as a recessing, undercutting, or necking. The workpiece is rotating. It is that grooving tool is fit against the rotating workpiece. So it is also called as an potting tool. The indents can be square, round, or angular in the shape. So it is usual to allow the room for a fitting parts. Example of O-rings. See, these are the examples. Backside of a thread where the thread terminates. Drilling. The drilling is the process of making an hole. See, with the tail stroke we are performing the operation. It's a process of making a hole on the workpiece. Drill is fed slowly into the workpiece which revolving in a check. Here the live stroke is supporting and the tail stroke hold the drill bit which is having the drill stick in it. See the operation. Reaming. So reaming is nothing but a finishing of a hole which has been previously drilled or bored. Workpiece.